Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hermit Skies, and I've got a different style of episode for you today. We will be doing a base tour, not of my base, of Welsknight's base. Me and him met up, did a tour of each other's base, so if you do happen to be interested in seeing a tour of this base that you know already, that'll be over on his channel, and later on in this episode we're going to be doing a tour. So we're going to do a few small jobs and then jump over to that tour. Wells has a really interesting base. I'm sure you're going to like it ever so much. But here in the base, first of all, in between episodes I added something right here. This says wireless. It appears to be draining 0 ticks. If I fly around and then drop back down again, you can see it starts activating, and that is because it is wirelessly charging me. Okay, so when I'm in the air, it takes away the RF. Sometimes when I hover in the air, it goes down to 0, and it's not until I put my feet back on the ground that it starts charging again. It's a little bit odd how it works, basically. But remember, we got all of this armor right here, which stores power, and we got this thing as well. And as soon as I start flying, it drains. If I go up like that, you'll see the number down there is flicking back and forth. We used to have a wireless charger just sitting on the front of this battery. So what I've gone and done is added a dimensional transceiver channel over here called wireless, hooked it up to our system so we can turn this on and off, and then we got these wireless chargers which seem to hold around 200,000 RF. There is one over there, there is one here. Basically I put them in each of the corners, so they should cover most of the base. I haven't actually checked that though. If we go stand like in the very middle between two of them, which is right here, I am now flying. Does the range reach over here? It does. That's very good. But as we go up and down as well in the base, it may not reach, you know, this sort of area here in the middle if I'm up top. But I'm not terribly fussed. It just means as I'm roaming around, that'll get charged, which is fantastic. Now, a while back, going through the quest books, we came across some stuff that I had yet to really do ever in modded, and I don't know how to do this stuff, so I'm going to follow the book and try and do it. But down here we have wireless crafting, wireless access, and wireless networking. And basically with some of the things that I made for that mod, like I think this thing is required right here, I could have a wireless crafting terminal, meaning wherever I am in my base, I believe even in the world, if you set it up in a particular way, I could access this right here, craft stuff on the go. So I don't need to take trips back and forth when I'm making stuff, and that is one of the things that I want to do. And if I didn't make it clear last episode with the draconic evolution stuff, we're kind of moving into unknown territory here. You know, these are things that I haven't done before. So the series has been very tutorial-y so far, and for the foreseeable future it might not be. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend some time reading the instructions that it gives you here. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this, and then hopefully explain it to you as well. This turned out to be really easy, but yours truly is a derp as always. I went and crafted this thing and that thing right there, yet I've already got them in this chest. I am just brain dead sometimes when I play this game. So I've got the wireless crafting terminal in my inventory. We've got the ME security terminal over here. These are things you'll easily be able to craft if you've been following along with the series, and the other thing that you need is this wireless access point right here. If we place down the access point, just going to put it on top of there, you'll see that it has a range and a slot for upgrades, and this thing is linked, so if I open it, you can see we get access to everything. Pretty cool. If we go over here, you'll see we don't have access. It tells us nope in chat. Now, if I go and grab the other one that we have over here, as well as a couple of other things, I'll show you exactly how this works. So to link them, what you have to do is run it through that terminal right there. If I open this thing, you can see it closes straight away. So what you've got to do is just chuck it into the security thing right here, security terminal, and then it's linked. You can see it says link status right there. So if I open this, bam, there you go. It's all linked up, and I can, you know, customize how we look through things. I like to always have it like that, where the stuff we've got the most is at the top. But there's something else in my inventory that's super useful, and that is this thing right here, the Infinity Booster card. Now this should allow us to access this from anywhere, not just really far away, but any dimension, and that is pretty superb. What we might need to do is chunk load that area there. So let's do a quick test and go through to the mining dimension. So I could be out here killing withers. Oh no, I've run out of skulls, need to take a trip back to the base. Maybe not. Let's find out. Aha, look at that. I can grab whatever I want and I can put it back in. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Now this next thing right here is a magnet card, and I haven't really set this up. It says right click to set filter. It looks like you can put a bunch of filtered items onto this, but there is a slot for this in our wireless terminal. As you can see here, that's where the card would go. This is basically like the magnet we have on Bobbles. It can pick up items. Where is that magnet? Oh no, it's in our inventory. Yeah, it's just there. It would be like that, except it would send it directly back into this system. I'm not actually going to use that or set it up, but I think that's really cool as well. So you could be out here digging, and the items just go straight back into storage, which is super convenient and great for power play, of course. So that was super simple to set up, which leaves me with time to work on the bottom floor down here. As you can see, I'd started to lay out something quite some time ago that I did that, and we are actually going to get rid of all of these blocks as I've decided to change my plan. So I am going to vein mine this very carefully. Perfect, didn't break anything I didn't want to, and look at this, all of our lights stay floating even though they're not attached to a block, so we don't have to go around and replace those. Now what I want to do is change this to that type of block right there. We're going to chisel all of them, and then I can go around and simply replace this. Can I not right click on the underside of that? Okay, I can. It was just being a bit laggy or something. The reason that we're changing this block over is because at the top here we have the same at the top and the bottom of the floor, right? And then we have the same again just above it. So I want to do that here because we're not actually going to have a floor down here at all. We're going to be getting into some stuff soon where we can create our own dimensions. And that means that we can do projects in those dimensions as opposed to having to fill up more space around here. I am kind of concerned about the lag as well. This base has been way more laggy than I would have expected. And whenever you do stuff in modded, there are just always some strange, unexplained sources of lag. And so we want to avoid that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place these blocks going all the way around the outside here. And then, just like above, we shall do below. We're going to grab some more coal blocks, we're going to chisel them, and we're going to take the exact design that we did here and flip it down and put it underside. So our base is going to feel like it's enclosed in some sort of dark universe, although the universe isn't really enclosed, it's a big open space, but you know what I mean. This could be interesting. Our blocks are in there. Let's break the ones in front of this, power it, and as you might guess, mobs are probably going to be able to spawn in here, aren't they? Hi. So I better hang out in this area to stop them from doing so. Now here's the thing, we're not really going to be able to torch this thing up, right? Because then it would break the illusion. So we kind of need to put a mega torch in this area now, which will also stop Enderman spawning. And have we really run out of blocks? Because last time it seemed like I put a ton in there and it used hardly any of them. Now what I'm not going to do is fly over there, because that means mobs might be able to spawn down here. I'm going to press F7, look at that. Very bad. Thanks to this thing, I've made my life a little bit easier now, so we can take out the blocks of coal. Kind of looked like we needed about 3 times the amount that I put in there already, and then I got to chisel all of these, and that means my chisel's probably going to break as well, right? It's getting very close to breaking. Okay, so all of this gets to go in there, or not. There we go. Bam, it's placing it all. There's some serious lag. This looks amazing. Oh, wow. It's going to be very dark in here. Okay, excellent. Are you done building? Right, let's see how many blocks we had left. Uh-huh. And I just kind of thought of something, right? If I break these blocks, there's no skylight from up above. So I could vein mine this a little bit, which I'm not going to do. Not going to rush into that. There's no skylight from up above to stop stuff spawning down here. Basically, it's always going to stay like that. And if I leave the area, then mobs spawn here and we have a bad time. So, can I make a mega torch just with the things that I have already? When we first looked at doing this, it was kind of tricky. That might be possible. Nope, we're missing something. What about these things? I don't even know how to make hyper diamonds. Created by putting graphite dust into an explosion. Oh, dearie me. I wish I had thought this through first. Well, it is still possible. It is still possible for us to do this. We're going to leave this place. Mobs are going to spawn inside of it, but I can think of the way that we'll actually be able to deal with that. Our base looks pretty amazing from over here, by the way. And the first thing that we need is a bat, right? A bat wing. So I got a Solvar with me so we can farm it rather than just rely on getting enough to make one of the torches. In theory, they'll be able to spawn in there. I assume they need a 1 high space. Now, if I fly around further back here, I don't think the bats are actually going to spawn in there. Yikes. Okay. Well, here's the other thing. There's probably bats in that area down there, but there's also skeletons that'll shoot at me and things that'll explode as well. Okay, I'm preparing this so that we can vein mine it out, and I've got the hitboxes on as well, so hopefully we can see a bat and see if it flies out of there, but I ain't seen anything like a bat spawning yet, which does make me worried because this is modded Minecraft, not everything works quite like vanilla, but once we vein mine the roof off of this, hopefully something will fly up out of there and we can capture it with a soul vial. Okay, moment of truth, I guess. Well, moment of vein mining. I could have swore there was no connection over there. Everything that I'm doing today just ain't going my way, is it, people? It ain't going my way at all. So apparently I've screwed my head on now, and I figured a little bit of temporary torch span, that's going to save me a lot of trouble. I mean, we vein mined half of it, creepers were blowing it up. We've got to fill in the corners like this, so we mirror the illusion that we have on the top. And that's probably where you're actually going to see more of these blocks than you do up top. Although what I'm going to do, yeah, I should be able to get away with ripping out these torches, these lights here, because the ones up above will provide enough coming down. So at least it'll be a little bit dimmer around the edges here, and that will help with the illusion. And out here, not a single bat has spawned. I've now made this so it's a little bit higher up. Let's press F7. You can see there's a reasonable space in the middle. Spent some time flying around, but not a single bat has spawned, which is kind of troublesome because I don't know how it is that we're going to get our hands on one of them. Created by putting graphite dust into an explosion. I've got a feeling that there's some sort of block or setup that creates a certain type of explosion. But then again, it could be that the graphite dust is immune to explosions, and I've got to turn off my magnet, of course. And by being near one, it will turn into something else. So let's throw that down. Let's, ignite the TNT. The graphite dust is there, even though we can't see it. And do we get a diamond? No, we don't. Oh, looks like I've got to do some research. Knowing my luck, it's out-of-date wikis and old tutorial videos for me. Here we go. So I've read that the explosion must be anything other than a TNT block. So let's put the creeper there, stand next to it. Okay, go on, blow up. Down to 1 heart, wow. And I got no diamonds, great. Alrighty-o, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on our beautiful Hermit Skies spawn island. Do you know, we were talking about Hermit Skies the other day, Welsknight, and someone, I think it was Joe, said, this area is so beautiful that no one's ever going to come and build here. They're too scared to build here, right?
I know, it is lovely, without a doubt. This is a gorgeous area.
It's awesome. And yeah, I wouldn't come over here and build. Jeez, it'd probably make it look awful. Build some
As
janky,
would I.
some janky, weird little hut. Oh. We're here to check out each other's bases. We're doing a little base tour back and forth to see what other have been up to. I can see that you got them well into the pack because you got a sword. If I get close and stare into it, it's like there's a universe inside of your sword.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of amazing.
It's the meaning of life contained within this blade.
And if you were to strike me with that blade, I'm guessing I would die instantly.
You would.
Please don't strike me down. I'm just
this
curious.
This sword is actually very interesting. When you hit something with it, it actually executes the /kill command on it.
Ah, yeah. So, you can one-hit kill a wither, and it rains.
Yes.
Disgusting, video-ruining rain. Should we get inside somewhere?
Yes. Let's. Do you want to head to my place or?
Yeah.
Let's do my
or is it
place
that
first.
One?
It's this green one over here.
Okie doke. There. Let's jump up to. Oh. And now the time changes?
Yeah, someone, I think
Cub
it
fan.
was Hypno?
I've been told it's Cub fan, yeah.
Okay.
Some
somebody did
a
machine. There's an Ender IO machine, I believe, that will allow you to... There's a... Hey,
the hole?
The hole.
It's apparently my fault? Apparently this hole is my fault.
I've been informed that it is indeed your fault. Apparently you fought a wither.
That's true.
And it created a bunch of lightning and stuff. And
I thought it struck lightning near where the wither was, not in someone else's base.
Yeah, I have a feeling it probably just triggers like a thunderstorm.
That is probably what it does, dude. If you press F5, how many wings do you have on your back?
1.
That's what I see as well. I have that bug on Fullcraft. Yeah, you
That's
end up with
very
one.
strange. What if I take my angel ring
Nope,
off?
just one.
Still
It's a
just
bug.
Okay, well, you know what? It's fine. We'll just put that away for the
We'll forget
time
about
being.
that. By the
And,
way, this architecture here, this is what I do. I come here and I do this over and over again. I don't know why, but I
Yes.
find it satisfying.
Why am I
Oh.
still flying? Oh, my angel ring is.
It's
I just
still
put
on.
my angel ring away. I thought
You can fly with one wing. You don't need two.
Okay, well, fair enough. One is enough. You know, that's what the real pros use. Is the
Just
angel
the
ring.
one. That's all they need. So,
Indeed.
dude, this is looking amazing. Some wonderful architecture. I see you got dragon eggs creating grid power. These paintings over here. So these are screens. Have you just grabbed some sort of image off of the internet, or are these from a mod?
These are so basically you create the screens from extra utilities.
Yes.
You if you right click on the image.
It is. It
see the
is.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you upload the image to that website, you grab the URL for the image, and you plug it in. And
I didn't need to
you have
ask that
paintings.
question because I've used the screens before, but I just kind of forgot that, yeah, of course, you have to get the image from the internet. So, no, it's not part of a mod, I guess. So, the layout for your base is kind of like a network of hallways. What happened over here?
Yeah. Over here, this was the thunderstorm. This was also your fault. There was the most beautiful build you had ever seen here, and it all burned down.
Are you telling me I technically burnt down your base?
Yeah, but good.
What?
A good, probably 75% of it.
It was all built out of wood, and it was all flammable.
The whole thing.
And
just
it
went
was
up in
chunk
poop and
loaded.
smoke. No, no, I'm kidding. This is
Oh.
an unfinished area.
I could have swore I've walked through here before, and there's been stuff. Didn't
No,
this
not
used to
in-
be a room? Maybe I was on the floor below. Is this the ceiling of a room?
This is the ceiling of a room. Down below this is my
of
ME
course.
system.
We went up the stairs.
Yeah,
I'm
we
terrible,
went up
man.
the stairs.
I'm a terrible tour guest. You know, come check out my base. Oh, I'm confused. What's going on? Jeez. Oh, okay.
So over here we have our auto crafting.
I recognise some of these blocks.
Yep. This is all your automatically create processors and all the stuff for applied energistics.
I think I'm not allowed to open these because my screen sort of blinks an interface and then it disappears.
It is possible. I know applied energistics does have like a security thing.
Oh yeah,
For it,
so
by-
only you
by
can access
default.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be it
Let's
then.
see. Over here, this is
Oh, I know
right here,
this. This is that
Yep.
cheaty thing, yeah, that everyone tells me to use, you know?
Yep,
Every
this one you're-
episode, when are you going to do Project E? I'm never going to
Yeah,
do
and
it,
the
Wells.
answer-
I'm never
it-
going to do Project E.
I don't blame you. It's a grind. It really is.
I get
to
the
get
impression it's the opposite. I get the impression it's like creative mode, that you give it emerald blocks, it gives you anything in return. So rather than having to go through a tech tree, you just get the things you want from it, right?
there. Once you get to it, but it's getting there that's the grind. Like,
Okay.
the recipe for the Project E stuff is a little absurd.
Oh, I'll have to look into that then. I was
So-
under the impression it was kind of easy, but maybe not. Resonators
well-
hooked up to impulse
Yeah,
item
this,
ducts.
This automatically creates stone burnt.
Ah, that's cool. How much
So-
stone burnt do you need?
Infinite
Infinite. Okay, I've got no idea what you're using that for, but that's cool.
gets used for a lot of the extra utility stuff.
Ah, I see.
And
Yeah,
it's
this all
not
makes
something
sense to
that
me right
can,
here.
And it's not something with an EMC value. So,
Ooh.
like, once you do eventually get into the Project E stuff, you can get a tablet that I'm holding in my hand right now.
Yeah.
And this thingy you can pull out anything that has an EMC value.
Oh.
But stone burnt does not.
I see. So
So-
it's not for that.
You gotta
They just
automate
happen to
if
be
you
in the
wanna.
same room.
And they do. Super fancy end portal room. This could use an overhaul.
It could, yeah. It's a little bit plain.
Let's see. Over here, we've got automatic ore processing, which doesn't really get used anymore.
Ah, this is mechanism.
Yes.
And I've not really done too much with that mod before. It killed me crafting. It nearly killed me in a stream, right? I wanted to craft one mechanism item, and it took me 2 hours to make it in a stream. I'm not even
Yeah.
joking.
Yep. Some of it's a little convoluted. This is all the auto crafting for all the different essences.
Yeah, this is
From,
the way I do stuff on Full Craft as well, using these blocks. These crafters are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
They're really
Very
awesome.
good. And then I think we can head downstairs. That's about all there is up on the second floor.
Cool. So we can go down to the bit below that I actually recognise that is not burnt down.
Indeed. Little bedroom because you need a place to sleep, of course.
Next to the mailbox.
Yep. This hallway I actually quite like. There's a lot of interesting things here. Mona Lisa.
The Mona Lisa.
It's only the most
Spruce
expensive
table.
painting in the world.
Do you know what? I'm not that impressed by it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It don't mean
I
a
know.
lot to me.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I
it's one
like
of those
art and
things where,
paintings,
like,
but it's just like, okay.
yeah, in and of itself, it's okay. But you know, I think it's almost like the
Ooh.
lore and the legend around it that make it such a thing.
Yeah, of course. It's like a hype thing.
Yeah,
Infinity Armor is pretty amazing. So what is this standing on? Bibliocraft Dark Oak Armor Stand. Can you like right click and swap your armor?
Yes, actually, you can right click on one if you'd like.
Okay,
See,
that
it
did
opens up an
nothing.
interface, and you
Nah,
see
not for me.
stuff that's on there.
It
And
don't let
oh,
me
it
look at the
doesn't work for you?
interface, Wells. It says this ain't your base.
Okay.
Is that a Van Gogh original right there? That's
It
right.
is.
I said
It is
Van
a
Gogh.
Van-
I tried to
It is
say
a
it
Van
properly.
Gogh. It's definitely Van Gogh, not
Gough.
Goff.
Uh,
Golf.
what about
Yeah,
Van
it-
Gogh?
Golf? We could go with golf.
Oh, I like that one. That's much more interesting. This is a really cool idea. Like, I played around a little bit with this on Fullcraft. I had people design album covers of like the different Fulls and then send them to me, and I made a record shop. But like, just putting them in the halls, it goes a long way to make it feel more homely, you know.
Yeah, totally agree. And then when you're going for like kind of a mansion feel, I think it's important to have some.
Oh
artwork
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. Big buildings like this will always have some fancy stuff on display. Ah, these are cool. So this is all Bibliocraft. That's kind of one of those mods that I overlook.
Yeah,
Definitely got to get myself into
it's
that.
really Bibliocraft is really just one of those kind of decorative mods. You know, the vast majority of the stuff in it is just like a table, a chair, a display case. You know, stuff like that.
I could do with
So-
some of that, I reckon.
Yeah, and it's all pretty simple and easy to understand.
By the way,
This
if you just stand here and spin around for a little bit, like to turn around, your one wing changes from side to side, and then on split second occasions you can see both wings at the same time.
Oh,
It is very very
So-
odd.
that's very strange indeed.
All right, and then where does this room lead to?
This leads to my farms and my barn.
Ah, I've been here before. This place can get a little crazy with all the particles. Wow,
Yeah,
it
I
looks
turned
cool.
I turned a good chunk. All the machines have been turned off, so
Hmm.
because I just don't really need them anymore. But I can always turn them back on if I need to. If we swing down, there's several layers.
Oh yeah. That's cool. Oh right, is there another one below this as well?
There is.
Wow. Oh look at those Nether stars. Jeez, how many Nether stars do you need? Wait a minute.
I think
Don't
at
these
the
need
moment.
cruxes below them? Did you really craft all those cruxes?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy
Yep.
right there.
Yep. These are all Nether Star cruxes. So I have 26,000 Nether stars in my
Jeez.
applied
You know.
in my ME system at the moment.
On Fullcraft, I got about 10 million,
Nice.
which is insane. I'm never going to use them.
I'm never going to
them.
use 26,000 of them. And then this is all the fluid cows.
Ah, is there any automated setup to milk them or whatever you call
There
it here?
is.
Oh
In
yeah,
fact,
I see.
if we swing over here, you can take a look at it.
Hi. Ah, do we
Down
go
here?
behind, under? Ooh. Oh. So
And there you
let's have
go.
a look. We got right. So it's just going to pass the bucket back and forth, and then
Yep,
it puts them
that's
into
all it
those.
does.
That's clever. And then you can just come over here and scoop up some of the liquid whenever you need it.
Yep, very simple. Doesn't use any sort of power whatsoever.
Yeah,
know,
that's
gets
pretty
the job done.
efficient.
Yep,
Pretty cool.
works out.
And it's just a
let's
giant
see.
floating barn. Oh.
It is. It is. That's on my list of things that I still want to do is make this whole thing not a giant floating thing.
Yeah. Maybe build a little floaty island under it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll look cool.
And then there's the art museum.
Ooh. That I watched a little bit of. I've seen this before. Yes.
Still
Seen
under
this before.
construction. It's structurally finished, but it still needs a bit of art. I need to do.
I found a secret. There's a thing here.
There is. So
There's
if
a
you
thing.
stand on this and you look around the base in different directions.
You see all the different places you can jump to. That's clever.
Yep. And I think last but not least, there's
Yes,
bit
this
over here.
place. I haven't been here in a while. I came here to buy some stuff to bypass Britannia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty much the same that I was last time I was here. Have you had lots of customers?
Tons, in fact.
Awesome.
I've had, let's see, gold. I have had 1,298 purchases.
Awesome.
The Tinker's Smeltery.
Always got to have
Another
one of
gold.
these.
Yep.
Always.
Always important.
Essential. And then this looks dangerous behind here. Carbon door. Ooh, that's fancy.
Mm-hmm. That's the reactor. This is pretty much a maximum size reactor. Like, this is about as big as you can make them.
It looks absolutely mental. Got no idea what's going on. How much RF does it produce?
Currently 1.3 million. However,
That's
if
a lot of RF.
that's with it running at 10% of its total amount. So let me change it.
Yeah, it's jumping up. It's like going towards 3 million now. That's mental.
Yeah. I think it caps out at like some absurd amount, like 40. I don't
40
remember.
million?
It's a lot.
What are you ever
It's
going to
a
do with
lot.
40 million? Jeez.
I don't know. Or maybe it was 3. I don't know. Either way, it at running at 10% of its total capacity, like that's still over 1 million RF per tick, and that's all more than I need.
Do you want to know what's
So-
interesting about your draconic evolution setup? I've literally just done this myself. I use the exact same power connector, and I use the same thing, a timer. I think I use the sequencer and like an item conduit to move things out. You got only 2 chaotic fusion injectors.
Correct.
Any reason only 2?
You only need 2.
Oh, okay, that's good to know because I'm gonna have to make those before long.
Although I think I'm trying to remember, but I'm mostly sure that like the vast majority of the stuff that there's like maybe 2 recipes that require. I think there's actually only 1 recipe that requires more than 2, and it's for like chaotic solar panels.
Yes, and those are the ones that I want to make, the chaotic solar panels. So I might need.
So
more.
then you'll need more. Yeah.
Oh, it's another doorway. Ooh.
This is the factory.
choice
This is
of
also under
blocks.
construction. Yeah, factory blocks. I heard that you were using tons of these as well.
Yeah, I like these ones. This is just a good choice of the ones that I don't usually use. Like, I don't go for this rusty gate or the sloppy plating, as it's called, too often. So it's nice to see those ones getting used. This is really cool.
And then the most important and the most impressive thing in my entire base, right here.
This,
This.
which is that an
This-
obsidian generator?
No.
Cobblestone
this,
generator, sorry.
This generates premium glass.
Premium glass, the top-notch stuff.
Premium glass. The top-notch stuff. Exactly.
Right.
So,
No, I've not seen that before. So you make
yeah, this-
cobblestone. Do you smelt it into
Yep.
stone?
yeah, you make cobblestone, but you can't just use like a cobblestone generator. You have to produce the cobblestone in a stone barrel.
Oh, okay.
It's absolutely necessary to the process, right?
Right.
And then it goes into this little, this is basically like a storage drawer right here. It's a cache, same thing. And then it gets smelted into regular stone, right? Pulverized
Oh.
into, because the stone, when you pulverize stone, there's like a 15% chance that it'll become glass, or I'm sorry, not glass, it becomes sand.
Okay,
When you
yeah.
pulverize, when you pulverize, regular smooth stone. So then that 15% chance gets sent over here to this smeltery,
Yep.
combined with blood, which
Of all
turns it
things.
into red sand.
Right, and then you smelt
And then
the
the red
sand?
sand is what gets smelted to turn it into premium glass.
Ah, okay.
I told you, it looks just like regular glass, and it acts just like
All the
regular
way
glass.
down to
In
the name. All the
JI,
way.
it's
You telling me
named
it's got the same block ID as regular glass?
everything. It's
Jeez.
identical in almost every way, except it's premium glass.
I get you. That's why I needed this big complicated machine. I got you.
Exactly.
Oh, I imagine you made a few people rage when you did this.
Oh, the comments were glorious.
That's the best right there. That's the
And
best.
the majority of people understand sarcasm.
Yes.
And or understood that the whole thing was a giant joke and were laughing at this.
But those that don't,
rude
they're
machine
very
to make
loud and
glass.
angry.
But there were some that were just like, "This is the stupidest thing ever." It's
Awesome.
I can't believe you built this giant convoluted thing to.
I wanna make my own premium glass factory now. I need to come up with some convoluted way to make cobblestone. That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Alright then,
gets
well,
the job
thank you
done.
so much for the tour. It was good to see what you've been up to over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the tour of Welsknight's base, and while I was editing all of that, I was also looking around and I found this right here, industrial grade graphite ore, which we've got from loot crates, and I believe this is the stuff, because when you break it, it gives you graphite dust. So we throw down a TNT, turn off our magnet, chuck a couple of those over here. That should be it. That should be the stuff right there. Biff was also so kind as to give me a couple of bat wings, so we've got that taken care of. And where are our diamonds? They've thrown themselves all the way over to this corner, almost escaping my sight. And those are all the things that we need to make a mega torch. And there it is. I was also investigating using some black wool to cover the tops of all the blocks, which is something we won't need to do now. Although it would have been a good solution. It means that we wouldn't need all these lights nearby. In fact, I can remove some more lighting fixtures from down there once we place this mega torch. So the very center of our base is somewhere around here. I'm going to break this block. Apparently my pick is broken. That's not very good. Okay, no hostile mob spawn now. I don't know if that affects F7. Let's press F7. It doesn't, so you'll still see that. But now I should be able to go around here, remove all of these torches, and then everything should be just fine. No mob spawning. And there you go. Nothing is spawning. And it's darker down below than it is above. But the atmosphere, the effect now of this place when you look out, and you can see nothing but darkness. Absolutely amazing. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do here, but if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support on this series, and I will be seeing you in the next one. So ciao for now. Bye-bye.